Hello, how are you? I'm a little tired. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is on January 7th, 2024. It's on Sunday and sunny outside. How are you spending Sunday? Do you have a plan for today? Do you have a plan for today? How are you going to spend today? How are you going to spend today? Are you going to spend today doing nothing or trying to become active? It depends on you. It hinges on you. It's all up to you. It's dependent on you. It hinges on you. I was told to arrange what I should do the day before to make the day more productive. I was advised to plan what I should do the day before. I was advised to plan what I should do the day before to make the day more productive. I was advised to plan what I should do the day before. I was advised to plan what I should do the day before in order to make the day more productive, in an effort to make the day more productive, in a bid to make the day more productive, in an attempt to make the day more productive. All of the residents living in the dangerous area were evacuated. The guests staying in the hotel are kindly advised to be quiet. All of the guests staying in the guest house are kindly asked to be quiet in the bedding room in order so that they want other guests sleeping in the bed awake. All of the guests in the guest house are kindly asked to be quiet in the bedding room so that the guest will not get up or wake up or not be bothered. Hmm. I was educated to go under the solid, steady object when it happened. I was educated to hide under the desk when earthquake happened at the school, but I don't know if it is the right procedure now. I have to judge scientifically when disaster happens. Tourists are asked not to enter the premises beyond the security bar. Tourists are kindly asked to not to go beyond the security bar to take pictures. Tourists are kindly asked not to go beyond the security bar in order to take pictures. Tourists are kindly asked not to go beyond the security bar, beyond the security bar to take pictures because it's dangerous. I cannot make up my mind. I made up my mind to study English forever at the age of 12. I made up my mind to study English little by little, gradually, at the age of 12 or 11. I still stick to it. I still stick with it. I made up my mind to study English gradually, perpetually, forever, everlastingly, for good. I still stick to my policy. I stand up for my policy. I still stand up for my policy. I still stand up for my policy. The patient was told from his doctor to refrain from drinking a coffee. The patient was ordered from his doctor not to drink beer for time being, in order to focus on the treatment. I advise you to go on a trip on weekdays in order to take advantage of the reasonable prices in accommodations, flight tickets, and other services. I recommend you to go on a trip on weekdays to take advantage of reasonable prices if you can get a day off on weekdays. I recommend you to plan what you should do the day before to make the day more productive. I recommend you to plan what you should do before you go to the place. I was recommended to plan what I should do before the day. I was recommended to plan what I should do before the day. The day before. I was recommended to prepare for the disaster in advance, beforehand. I was ordered to bring the task to an end by Friday. I was ordered to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. I was ordered to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. I was asked to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. I was ordered to bring the task to an end by Friday. I was ordered to bring the task to an end by Friday. I was ordered to bring the task to an end by Friday. I was ordered to bring the task to an end by Friday. I was asked how soon I could bring the task to an end. The tasks will come to an end soon. The tasks will come to an end soon. I was talked into making up my mind. 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 We are advised to prepare for unexpected disasters in advance. We are advised to prepare for unexpected disasters in advance. We are advised to prepare for unexpected disasters in advance. We are sometimes compelled to do something beyond our limitation, energy, and so on. We were compelled to take another route as the road was being repaved. We were forced to take another route as the road we usually take was being repaved. We were obliged to take another route because the road we take usually was being repaved. You are not supposed to enter this facility. You are not supposed to enter this facility. You are not supposed to enter this facility. You are not allowed to enter this facility without permission. Only those concerned are permitted to enter this facility. Only those with the qualification and ID card are allowed to enter this facility. Only the staffers are allowed to enter this facility from the rear exit. Only related person is allowed to enter the facility from the rear exit. Only staffers concerning the business are allowed to enter the facility from exit door. Passengers with airlines are allowed to bring and carry on luggage for free. All passengers reserving the flight tickets with AA Plus are allowed to deposit up to 2 luggage for free. The passengers reserving our flight with AA Plus are allowed to luggage or baggage up to 20 kilograms for free. The passengers reserving our flight ticket with AA Plus are allowed to deposit their luggage up to 20 kilograms for free. The passengers reserving our flight ticket with AA Plus are allowed to deposit two luggage up to 20 kilograms each for free. Three extra employees were engaged to cover the staff shortages. Three more staffers were engaged to deal with more complaints from customers. Three more employees were engaged to cover the increasing demand from customers. The internet enables us to communicate with people in the world. The internet enables us to communicate with people in the world instantly. I was asked to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. I was asked to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. I was asked to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. I was asked to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. I was asked to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. I was asked to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. I was asked to bring the tasks to an end by Friday. We are advised to prepare for unexpected emergency in advance. We are advised to prepare for emergency or these natural disasters in advance, beforehand. We were ordered to evacuate to higher lands. We were ordered to evacuate to higher lands. We were ordered to escape to as higher lands as possible. We were ordered to escape to as higher lands as possible. As higher lands as possible. We were ordered to evacuate to as higher lands as possible. We were ordered to evacuate to as higher land as possible. We are forced to work overtime. We were forced to work overtime. We were forced to work overtime. If you wanna be forced to go out, maybe you should have a pet. If you wanna be forced to walk outside, maybe you should have a pet. If you wanna be forced to walk outside, maybe you should have a pet, because you will be obliged to take a stroll with pets regularly. If you wanna be forced to walk outside or exercise, maybe you should have a pet. You'll be obliged to take a stroll with him or her. If you wanna be forced to walk outside, maybe you should have a pet. If you wanna be forced to walk outside, maybe you should have a pet dog or cat. The police dog is trained to detect the drug from the luggage or baggage. The police dog is educated and trained to detect the drug from the baggage, if there is. The police dog is trained to chase the criminal. The police dog is trained to chase the criminal. The police dog is trained to chase the running criminal. I sent a telepathy to her to come here. I sent a telepathy to her to come here. I hope it will be reached. I hope it was reached. I was made to study until my mother said okay when I was a kid. We are sometimes made to work overtime. We are occasionally made to work overtime. We are sometimes made to work or study overtime. We are sometimes made to work without having lunch. Have you ever been made to work without lunch? Have you ever made to work without lunch? Have you ever been made to work without lunch? Lunch break. I was made to work overtime. I was made to study overtime. Beyond the decided time. The shop clerk was made to discount the merchandise up to 50% because of the strong push from the customer. The staff was about to cry. The shop clerk was made to discount the merchandise up to 50% because of the strong push from the customer. The clerk was about to cry later, or actually crying inside. The shop clerk was made to decrease the price of the product up to half because of the strong push from the customer. The street musician was listened to play by me. The apple was seen to drop off the branch. The thief was seen to enter the bank by many witnesses. The thief was captured to enter the bank by the security camera. The thief was seen to enter the bank by security cameras. The thief was captured to enter the bank by the security cameras. The sparrows were heard to sing in the morning by me. The sparrows were heard to sing by me. The girl was heard singing by me, as well as you. The person was heard singing in the bathroom. My house was not felt shaking by me because it was only intensity 1. My house, the earthquake was not felt to shake by me. The earthquake was not felt to shake by me because it was only 1 intensity 1. The earthquake was not felt shaking by me. The earthquake was not felt shaking by me. The earthquake was not felt shaking by me. The earthquake was not felt to shake by me. The fishermen were watched over to sail away. By relatives. The fisherman was watched over to sail away. The fishermen were 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 watched over to sail away. My cousin was watched over to go through the narrow space. Some examinees taking the examination in the venue were watched over by their mother at the entrance of the school. Some examinees were watched over by their mothers to take the examinations. From the start to the end. Some examinees were watched over by their mothers to take the examinations. Some examinees were watched over by their mothers to take the examinations. Some examinees were watched over to take the examinations by their mothers at the entrance of the venue. An apple was seen to drop off the branch. An apple was seen to drop off the branch by me. An apple was seen to drop off the branch. An apple was seen to drop off the branch. The fish was seen to jump out of the sea. The fish was watched to jump over the sea. The fish was seen to jump out of the sea. The fish was seen to jump out of the sea. The fish was seen to jump out of the sea. The fish was seen to jump out of the sea. The fish was seen to jump out of the sea. The fish was seen to jump out of the sea. The fish was seen to jump out of the sea. The fish was seen jumping out of the sea. The fish was seen to jump out of the sea. The musician was seen to come out of the exit door. The idol was detected to come out of the exit door. The celebrity was detected to come out of the door because the fans had been already waiting for the moment. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The idol was seen to come out of the rear exit. The celebrity was spotted shopping at the convenience store. The celebrity was spotted shopping at the convenience store. Hmm. An apple was seen to drop off the tree. An apple was seen to drop off the tree. The earthquake was not felt to shake. The earthquake was not felt to shake. The celebrity was not detected to walk outside without disguise. The celebrity was not detected to walk outside without any disguise. The celebrity was not detected to walk outside without any disguise. The celebrity was not detected or spotted to walk outside without any disguise. The earthquake was not felt to shake by me. The earthquake was not felt to shake by me. The earthquake was not felt to shake by me. The earthquake was not felt to shake by me. I smell something burning. I smelled the stick. I smell something to burn. I smell something to burn. I smelled someone giving off strong perfume smell, flavor, aroma. I smell something burning. I smell someone eating candy. I smell someone eating candy. I smell someone drinking a cup of coffee. I smelled someone cooking. I smell someone to cook. I smell someone cook. I smell someone to cook. I smell someone to cook. I smell someone to cook. I smelled someone to drink a cup of coffee. I was seen to stand at the entrance by the security camera. The musician was listened to play on the street from scratch to the end by some faithful fans. The street musician was listened to play the music by particular faithful fans. The musician was heard to play the music. The musician was listened 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 to play the music. An apple was seen to drop off the branch. An apple was seen to drop off the branch. He was heard to complain about her boss, his boss. She was heard to make it of her boss. She was heard to make it of her boss. She was listened to speak badly of her boss. She was heard to speak ill of her boss. She was heard to speak ill of her boss. She was heard to speak ill of her boss. She was heard to speak ill of her boss. She was heard to speak ill of her boss. She was heard to speak badly of her boss. She was heard to speak badly of her boss. She was heard to speak badly of her boss. She was heard speaking badly of her boss. She was heard speaking badly of her boss. She was heard to speak badly of her boss. She was heard to speak badly of her boss. She was heard speaking badly of her boss. She was heard to speak ill of her boss. She was heard to speak ill of her boss. The earthquake was felt to shake. The earthquake was felt to shake. The earthquake was felt to shake. I'd like to know how soon can I get the building materials. Due to the delay of the shipment of the building materials, the construction will be delayed. Owing to the delay of the import of building materials, the construction of the house will be delayed to a certain extent. Please bear that in mind. Please keep that in mind. Building material, 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 building material. Owing to two reasons of building, the delay of the shipment of building materials and staffing shortages, the construction of the house will be delayed to a certain extent or hugely. Whatever, whatsoever, whatever, what else? I regret having missed the beginning of the movie. I regret having missed the beginning of the movie. I regret having missed the beginning of the movie. I regret missing the beginning of the movies. I regret missing the beginning of the movie. I regret missing the beginning of the movie. I regret missing the beginning of the movie. Beginning of the movie. Hardly I watched the beginning of the movie, I stopped it. I had hardly watched the beginning of the movie when I stopped watching it. I had scarcely watched the beginning of the movie, before I stopped watching it. Hardly had I watched the beginning of the movie when I stopped watching it. Scarcely had I watched the beginning of the movie before I stopped watching it. I had hardly watched the beginning of the movie when I stopped watching it. I had scarcely watched the beginning of the movie before I stopped watching it. I heard some small and middle-sized companies have problems staffing shortages. I heard that some small and middle-sized companies have the problem of staffing shortages. They cannot gather enough employees for a reason. I heard that some small and middle-sized companies are struggling to gather employees. They have difficulty in gathering employees. Staffing shortages, staffing shortage, staffing shortage, staffing shortage, staff shortage, staffing 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 shortage. Staffing shortage, staffing shortage, staffing shortage, staffing shortage, staffing shortage. I usually take the trains to the workplace, but due to the unexpected maintenance, which expected to take about 3 hours from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., I was obliged to take a car. Which public transportation do you usually use? Which public transportation do you usually use to commute? I usually take trains, which is the most convenient way to get to places. We are regret to tell you that the flight has been cancelled. We regret to tell you that the flight has been delayed. We are sorry to inform you that the flight has been cancelled. We regret to inform you that the flight has been cancelled. We regret to inform you that the flight has been delayed due to inclement weather. We regret to inform you that the flight has been delayed for reasons. We regret to inform you that the departure of the flight will be delayed for a couple of minutes. We regret to inform you that the departure time for the flight D5557Z ABC50 will be delayed for about 30 minutes because the cleaning is taking more time. We couldn't take the route which we usually take, owing to as it was being repaved. This time tomorrow my computer will be being fixed. I was obliged to use my laptop computer for to edit my videos, as my desktop computer was being repaired at the computer repair shop. I was forced to use my laptop computer to edit my videos, as my desktop computer was being repaired at the computer repair shop. I was compelled to use my laptop computer to edit my videos, as my desktop computer was being amended, repaired, fixed at the computer repair shop. And since my car is being checked up at the car repairing shop, I am obliged to take trains to get to the workplace today. My resume is being checked by my professor. My thesis is being checked by my senior student before handing it in, before submitting it. before turning it in, before turning it in, before submitting it, before turning it in, handing it in. I will have my senior colleague check my thesis. I will have my mentor check my resume. I will have my consultant check my resume before turning it in, before handing it in, before submitting it. My resume is being checked by my consultant. My inclusive health checkup is being conducted at the hospital. My inclusive health checkup is being done at the hospital. According response to the bombardment is being discussed. According response to the natural disasters is being discussed. According response to the natural disasters has been discussed. According response to the natural disasters has been discussed. Since the road is being repaved, we have to take a detour to get to the destination. Since the road is being repaved and constructed, we are obliged to take another route. Drastic measures have been discussed. The resolution to solve the problems are being discussed. The resolution to solve the problem have been discussed. Claims getting from the customers are being treated by the specialists. The complaints getting from customers are being dealt with by the specialists. The complaints getting from customers are being dealt with by the specialists. Kindly, moderately. The complaints getting from customers are being dealt with at the customer service center. The documents are being dealt with. The documents are processed. The documents are processed. The documents are being processed. The documents are being processed. The contents are being processed. Processed. Proceeded. Paperwork is being processed. Paperwork is being processed. Paperwork is being processed in the office. The project is being gone ahead with. My computer is being fixed. My computer is being amended. My computer is being amended. The problem is being discussed at the meeting. The controversial problem will be discussed at the meeting. The problem will be being discussed this time tomorrow at the meeting. Advisory meeting. The problems will be being discussed at the meeting. The problems are being discussed now. The problems are being discussed now. The problems are being discussed now. The problems are being discussed. The problems are being discussed at the meeting. If you are lucky, an whale can be seen swimming in the sea. If you are lucky, a dolphin can be seen swimming in the sea. When I was in South Korea, Japanese language was heard spoken. When I was in South Korea, Japanese language was heard spoken in Myeongdong area or other places too. When I was in Hawaii, in Oahu Island, Japanese language was heard spoken. 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 English was heard spoken. English is heard spoken everywhere. 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 English is heard English is heard spoken everywhere. English is heard spoken everywhere. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. Scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard singing in the bathroom. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. Scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. Scolded by her mother. The little girl was scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. Instead, during dinner time, miso soup is smelled cooked. Miso soup is smelled cooked. Miso soup is smelled cooked. During the dinner time, miso soup is smelled cooked. During at 12 o'clock a.m. at noon, the chime is heard rang. The chime is heard rang. The chime is heard rang. The chime is heard. The chime is heard rang. The chime is heard rang. The whale can be seen swimming in the sea. Dolphin 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 can be seen swimming in the sea. The little girl was seen scolded by her mother. The little girl was seen scolded by her mother. The little girl was seen, scolded her by mother. The little girl was seen, scolded by her mother. The little girl was seen, scolded by her father. I heard Japanese language spoken in the area. I heard Japanese language spoken. I heard Japanese language spoken in South Korea. I heard Japanese language spoken in Hawaii. There were estimated 12 passengers on the wooden boat. There were estimated 15 passengers on the wooden boat. There were estimated 15 passengers on the wooden boat. There were estimated 15 passengers on a wooden boat. Estimated. The budget for 2024 is estimated to be beyond 110 trillion yen. The general budget for 2024 is estimated to be beyond 110 trillion yen. 9,000 trillion yen. He is to blame. He is to pay me back 9,000 trillion yen yet. Seriously. 9,000 trillion yen. 9,000 trillion yen. Could you give me an estimated number? Could you give us estimated number? Could you even give us estimated number? Estimated number of the guests. Estimated number of guests will help plan the project. Estimated number of guests will help us think over the project. Estimated number of guests into the hall today will help us plan the project. Estimated number of people or guests coming into the hall today will help us plan the project. There were estimated 15 passengers on a wooden boat. I ate estimated 12 plates of sushi. 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 I ate estimated 13 plates of sushi. I ate estimated 10 plates of sushi. I ate estimated 12 plates of sushi. I ate estimated 11 plates of sushi. Could you give me estimated number of guests? Could you give us estimated distance? Could you give us estimated time? Could you give us estimated budget? Could you give us estimated budget for the project? Could you give us estimated time for the construction? Could you give us estimated time for the construction? Could you give us estimated construction time? Can I know the estimated time for the construction? Can I know the estimated duration for the construction? Can I know even the estimated time for the construction? Estimated time for the construction, estimated. The whale can be seen swimming in the sea. The whale can be seen swimming in the sea. Whale can be seen swimming in the sea if you're lucky. Dolphin can be seen swimming in the sea. Dolphin can be seen swimming in the sea if you're lucky. I heard Japanese language spoken. I heard Japanese language spoken. I heard Japanese language spoken in the region. Japanese language was heard spoken. 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 Japanese language was heard spoken in Hawaii by me. The little girl was heard scolded by her father. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. The little girl was heard scolded by her mother. Miso soup was smelled cooked. 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 The passenger alone in the elevator was heard singing inside. The passenger in the elevator alone was heard to sing. The employee was heard scolded by his senior colleague on the corridor. Japanese language heard spoken. Japanese language was heard spoken. Miso soup was smelled cooked. The musician was heard playing the music. The woman was heard speaking ill of the boss. The woman was heard speaking badly of her boss. The woman was heard to speak badly of her boss. Spanish language was heard spoken in the guest house. Spanish language heard spoken in the guest house. Spanish language was heard spoken in the guest house. Spanish language was heard spoken in the guest house. Spanish language was heard spoken in the guest house. Spanish language was heard spoken in the guest house. Spanish language was heard spoken in the guest house. We were compelled to take another route. As the road was being repaved, we were obliged to take another route. As the route we usually take was being repaired, constructed, repaved, we were compelled to take another route, as the road we usually take was being repaved. Repaved. We were compelled to call off our event. We were compelled to call off the meeting. We were compelled to call off the meeting. We were compelled to put off the meeting. We were compelled to postpone the meeting. Postpone the meeting. We were compelled to postpone the meeting. Postpone the meeting. We were compelled to postpone the meeting. We were compelled to postpone the meeting until the following week. We were compelled to postpone the meeting until the following week. We were compelled to postpone the meeting until the following week. We were compelled to postpone the meeting till the following week. Following week. I should have not enrolled in the club activity from scratch, but I was forced. Who is responsible for that? I should not have enrolled in the club activity. I should not have enrolled in the club activity. But some senior students compelled me, including other newcomers, to enroll in the club activity. They were awaiting us. Some senior students in the university compelled us to enroll in the club activity. Some senior students compelled us to enroll in the club activity. Some senior students in the university compelled us to enroll in the club activity. Some senior students in the university compelled us to enter the club activity. Some senior students in the university compelled us to enroll in the club activity. Some senior students in the university compelled us to enroll in the club activity. Some senior students in the university compelled us to enroll in the club activity with force. The senior students in the university compelled us to enroll in the club activity, although I didn't wanna. I was not going to. Who is responsible for that? Who is responsible for that? The small or middle-sized company enrolled 3 employees to help the staffs in the department to cover the duties. The middle-sized company engaged 3 more employees to give assistance to the department. The small-sized company engaged 3 more employees to deal with claims from customers. The small-sized company engaged 3 more employees to deliver more merchandises in order to meet increasing demand from customers. The middle-sized company engaged 20 more employees in April, to cover the increasing demand for the delivery. The firm engaged 5 more employees to deliver more products from customers. The firm engaged 3 more staffs to deliver increasing products from customers. The firm engaged 3 more staffs to deal with complaints from customers. The firm engaged 3 more employees to deal with increasing complaints from customers. The firm engaged 3 more staffs to deliver increasing orders from customers. The Prime Minister decided to engage more self-defense forces personnel to the disaster-stricken area to help rescue victims. The Prime Minister decided to engage double number of self-defense forces personnel to the disaster-affected area to help rescue victims. The Prime Minister decided to double the number of self-defense forces personnel to the disaster-stricken area to help rescue victims. The Prime Minister decided to double the number of self-defense forces personnel to the disaster-affected area to help rescue victims. The Prime Minister decided to engage the double number of self-defense forces personnel to the disaster-affected area to help rescue the victims. The Prime Minister has decided to engage more self-defense forces personnel to the disaster-stricken area to help rescue victims. The city engaged more carpenters to proceed rebuilding devastated buildings. The city engaged more architects to fasten rebuilding devastated buildings. The city engaged more carpenters to fasten the construction. The prefecture engaged more carpenters to fasten the construction, to accelerate the construction. The prefecture engaged more carpenters to rush to construct the buildings. The Prime Minister has decided to engage more number of self-defense forces personnel to the disaster-affected area to help rescue victims. The Prime Minister has decided to engage more number of Self-Defense Forces personnel to the disaster-stricken area to help rescue victims. The firm engaged 5 more employees to cover increasing demand from customers. The corporation engaged 100 more new employees to meet increasing demand from customers. The corporation engaged 200 more new employees to accelerate the production in the newly established factory. The corporation engaged 200 more new employees to accelerate the production in the newly established factory. The corporation engaged 300 more employees to accelerate the production in the newly established factory. The corporation engaged 200 more new employees to accelerate the production in the newly established factory. The corporation engaged 100 more new employees to accelerate the production in the newly established factory. The corporation has engaged 50 more employees to reduce the burden in the department. The shop engaged 3 more employees to decrease the burden in the department. The shop engaged 3 more new employees to decrease the burden. The company engaged 5 more new employees to deliver increasing orders from customers. The shop engaged 4 more new employees to be in charge of cashier. The customer service desk engaged 3 more employees to translate foreign languages into Japanese. The customer desk engaged 3 more new employees to cope with more people from other countries. The customer desk engaged more new employees to cope with more diversified customers, tourists. The customer desk engaged 3 more new employees to cope with diversified demands from customers. The customer service desk of the company engaged 3 more new staffs to cover these diversified demands from customers. The shop engaged 3 new employees to decrease the burden in the department. The company engaged 20 new employees to develop new game console, which is very new in the world. The company engaged 20 new employees to develop a game console. The company engaged 20 new employees to help develop new game console. The company engaged 15 new employees to help develop new game console. Please enroll me as a member of the club activity. Please enroll me as a member of the club activity. How can I be enrolled in the club activity? I hope I will be enrolled in the company. I hope I will be enrolled in the company. How can I be enrolled in the company, mega company? I hope the mega company will enroll me. Don't try to enroll me in the scamming scheme. Scamming association, scamming company, scamming gathering. The mother enrolled the daughter in the cram school. Mother enrolled me in a cram school. Mother enrolled me in a cram school. Many mothers out there tend to enroll their daughter or son in a cram school. To send them to higher levels of high schools, junior high school, universities, and so on. My mother enrolled me in the cram school. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English speaking class. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English school. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English school to make her practice speaking English. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English speaking school. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English speaking school. The mother enrolled her in the English speaking school to make her practice speaking English. The mother made her daughter enroll in the English speaking school. The mother made her daughter enrolled in English speaking school. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English speaking school. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English speaking school. I know better than to be enrolled in such scamming scheme. Those who were invited to the party had not known the real purpose of the party. They were made to enroll in the scamming scheme. It won't until you enroll in the city hall that you can start your business. It won't be until you enroll yourself in the city hall that you can start your business. It won't be until you enroll yourself in the city hall that you can start your business. It won't be until you enroll yourself, you register at the city hall that you can start your business. In other words, you cannot start your business unless you enroll yourself in the city hall. Unless you register at the city hall or prefectural office. It changes according to where you live. Please enroll me as a member of the club activity. How can I be enrolled in the club activity? Please enroll me as a member of the club activity. I hope I will be enrolled in the mega company, my dreaming company, my desired company. I hope I will be enrolled in the company. I hope I will be enrolled in my desired company. I hope I will be enrolled in my desired company. I hope I will be enrolled in my desired company. I want to enroll in the company. I want to enroll in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. I'm satisfied with doing exercise at home or running outside. I don't need to go to the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. The mother enrolled her daughter in the cram school. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English-speaking school. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English-speaking school to make her practice speaking English. The mother made her enrolled in English-speaking school. The mother made her enrolled in English-speaking school. The mother enrolled her daughter in the English-speaking school. The mother enrolled her daughter in English-speaking school. The mother enrolled her daughter in English-speaking school. The mother enrolled her daughter in English-speaking school. Hmm. Hmm. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the club activity. I am not interested in the club activity at all. I don't have the interest in enrolling in the club activity. I don't have the interest in enrolling in the company. I don't have the interest in enrolling in the party. I don't have the interest in enrolling in the membership. I'm not interested in enrolling in the membership. Monthly membership is too expensive though. And on top of that, it's expensive. Besides that, it's expensive. I don't have the interest in enrolling in the monthly membership. I'm not interested in enrolling in the monthly membership. On top of that, it's expensive. Besides that, it's super expensive, super ultra, drastically, inside out expensive. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. Don't try to enroll me in the fitness club. The real purpose of the meeting was to enroll the participants in the scamming scheme. The real purpose of the seemingly normal party was to enroll the participants in the membership. The real purpose of the seemingly normal party was to enroll the participants in the membership of the service. The real purpose of the seemingly normal party was to enroll the participants in the membership of the service. The heavy snow stranded many drivers. The car accident suddenly happened along the interstate, stranded many drivers, including me. The heavy snow stacked up on the expressway stranded many drivers for more than 3 hours. Now the clearance of the snow is being underway. The clearance of the snow is being underway. The snow is being removed. The snow is being cleared. The specialized vehicles are removing the snow. The specialized vehicle clearing the road of snow. The specialized vehicle is clearing the road of the snow, stacked up snow. The specialized vehicle clearing the road of snow. The specialized car is clearing the road of snow. The specialized vehicles are clearing the road of snow. The painkiller patch didn't cure me of my neck pain. Well, the painkiller patch didn't cure me of my on my neck pain. We tend to be stranded at workplace at first place because there are many things we don't know, so we cannot move. making us the situation where we are stranded. Are you stranded? Whenever you are stranded, please feel to ask me. I will help you. Thank you. Mm. The sudden earthquake stranded many passengers in the train for a few minutes. The heavy snow piled up on the expressway stranded many drivers. The heavy snow piled up on the expressway stranded many drivers, while the snow was completely removed by the specialized vehicle. The heavy snow stacked up on the expressway stranded many drivers until specialized vehicles cleared the road of the snow. The piled up snow on the expressway stranded many drivers until the specialized vehicles finished clearing the road of snow. The estimated time to the destination from where I was stranded me. The estimated time to the destination from where I was stranded me. No information at all in the situation stranded me, as well as others. No information about when to resume stranded us. No information about when the public transportation would resume stranded us. No information about when to resume about the public transportation stranded us. The piled up snow on the interstate stranded many drivers until the specialized vehicle finished clearing the road of the snow. Clearing the road of the snow. Clearing the road of snow. Clearing the road of the 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 snow. There is no point in predicting the future. There is no knowing what will happen in the future. There's no point in persuading me to stop studying. There's no point in persuading her to stop singing. It is no use persuading her to stop singing. It is no good persuading her to stop singing. It is no use trying to make her stop singing. There's no point in convincing him that it is false. There's no point in convincing him that he is mind-controlled. There's no point in persuading him that he is mind-controlled. There's no point in convincing him that he is mind-controlled. There's no point in convincing him that he is mind-controlled. There is no point in persuading him that he is mind-controlled. There's no point in convincing him that he is mind-controlled. There's no point brushing your teeth only once a day once a week. There's no point in studying only the day before the examination. There's no point in eating vegetables just before the medical checkup. There's no point in refraining from drinking alcohol just before the medical checkup. It is no good persuading her to stop singing. It is no use persuading her to stop singing. There's no point in persuading her to stop singing. There's no point in persuading her to stop singing. There's no point in persuading her to stop singing. There's no point studying only the day before. There's no point in studying only the day before. There's no point in studying only the day before. There's no point in frowning at the politician from the window. There's no point in shouting for help. There's no point in frowning at the politician. There's no point in hitting the desk. There's no point in hitting the desk. I recommend you not to talk back to the boss, otherwise you might be fired. Else you might be fired. Else you might be fired, or you might be fired. I recommend you not to talk back to the boss, or you might be fired, laid off. Are you brave enough to be able to talk back to your senior colleague? Are you courageous as to confront your boss, as to talk back to your boss? Talk back to your boss. If you have a question, talk back to me. If I say something wrong, talk back to me. If I say something wrong, talk back to me. If I say something wrong, feel free to talk back to me. If I say something wrong, or if you are irritated by my behavior, talk back to me. Talk back to me. Talk back to me. Don't talk back to me. I'm not courageous as to talk back to my boss. I'm afraid of being afraid. I'm afraid of being fired. I'm frightened of being fired. I'm scared of being fired. Me too. I'm scared too. Are you brave enough to be able to talk back to your boss? Are you brave enough to be able to talk back to your boss? Are you courageous enough to be able to talk back to your boss? Talk back to your boss. If your boss says something wrong, talk back to your boss. Nobody could talk back to him in those days. In those days, nobody could talk back to him. In those days, nobody could talk back to him. In those days, nobody could talk back to him. In those days, nobody could talk back to him. In those days, nobody could talk back to him. In those days, nobody could talk back to him. In those days, nobody could talk back to the dictator. In those days, nobody could talk back to the dictator. In those days, no one could talk back to the dictator. In those days, nobody could talk back to the dictator. In those days, nobody could talk back to the dictator. In those days, nobody could talk back to the dictator. In those days, everybody could not talk back to the dictator. In those days, everybody could not talk back to the dictator. The cruise ship is a moving shopping mall, so to speak. What is called? What it were? As it were, as it were, as it were. What is called? So to speak, so to speak. The cruise ship, the huge cruise ship docked at the port, is a moving shopping mall, as it were, as it were, as it were, as it were, so to speak, so to speak, so to speak. The cruise ship docked at the port is a kind of moving shopping mall, so to speak, so to speak. The cruise ship docked at the port is a moving shopping mall, so to speak. Some employees pretend to be working hard in their boss's presence. Some employees make believe that they are working hard in their boss's presence. Some employees make believe that they are working hard in boss's presence. In boss's presence. Some employees make believe that they are working hard in boss's presence, but they tend to idle away behind their back. Some employees make believe that they are working hard in boss's presence, but they tend to idle away behind their back. Some employees pretend to be working so hard in boss's presence, but many of them tend to be careless behind their back. Some employees make believe that they are working hard in boss's presence, but they tend to be careless behind their back. Some people say compliments in someone's presence, but they tend to speak badly of them behind their back. Some people tend to decorate the words in someone's presence, but they tend to speak ill of him or her behind his or her back. And some people tend to tell compliments in someone's presence, but they tend to speak badly of them behind their back. Don't talk about me behind my back. Some people must have been talking about me behind my back. Some people must have been talking about me behind my back. Some people must have been talking about me behind my back. I hate those talking about me behind my back. I don't like those talking about me behind my back, but it cannot be helped. Some people will do that. It's inevitable. It's inevitable, inevitable, inevitable. Some people must be talking about me behind my back. It's inevitable. I hate them. Although I hate it, it's inevitable. My common teacher pretended to be very cute in our parents' presence, but she turned very aggressive and scary behind their back. Our common teacher pretended to be very cute and kind in our parents' presence, but she was usually very scary at us when our parents behind our parents' back. Our common teacher at elementary school pretended to be very cute and kind in our parents' presence, but she was very scary at us behind parents' back. I saw some junior high school students smoking a cigarette behind teachers' back. Some employees pretend that they are working so hard in boss's presence, but they tend to idle away and be careless behind boss's back. Some people tend to tell truth behind someone's back. The diners praised the cuisine served in the restaurant, saying it was super delicious and tasty in the chef's presence. But after coming home, they said it's super terrible behind the chef's back. The diners praised the cuisine served in the restaurant in the chef's presence. But after coming home, they criticized it behind the chef's behind. The diners praised the cuisine served in the restaurant in the cook's presence, but after coming home, they criticized it. How terrible it was behind his back. The diners praised the cuisine served in the restaurant in the chef's presence, but after coming home, they criticized the cuisine about how bad it was. They were behind the chef's back. Some students never show doing efforts in everyone's presence, but they tend to do a lot of efforts behind everyone's back. Some people never show doing efforts in everyone's presence, but they tend to do a lot of efforts behind everyone's back, behind everyone's back. I knew a student who never ate a lot in everyone's presence, but ate a lot behind everyone's back. There are some people who never talk in everyone's presence, but talk a lot behind everyone's back. I don't feel comfortable in everyone's presence. I feel more comfortable behind everyone's back. Some employees make believe that they are working so hard in boss's presence, but they tend to be careless behind boss's back. Can I know the reason why you despise the celebrity? Can I know the reason why you despise the politician? There are many reasons why many people despise the politician. One is the corruption. The second is he betrayed the manifest he raised at the election campaign. Can I know the motive? Why you started to despise the politician? Can I know the reason why you despise the politician? One is he turned a blind eye to the manifest he promised at the election campaign. He would make it possible if he would win the election. Could you tell me the reason? Can I ask a reason why you despise the politician? One is he turned a blind eye to the manifest he made a promise of at the election campaign. He promised to make it come true if he would win the election, but he turned a blind eye to it. I used to despise the person, but once I realized it was wrong, I started to like him. I used to despise him though, now I like him. I used to despise him though, I like him now. Don't despise others for such a trivial thing. We tend to despise somebody for such a trivial thing. Some of us tend to despise others for such faint things, subtle things, trivial things. Some of us are inclined to despise others for such a trivial things, such a trivial thing, such a subtle thing, such a faint thing, such a small thing. In contrast to yellow New York cabs, the taxis in London are black. In contrast to yellow New York cabs, the taxis in London are black. The driving seat is set on the right in Japan. On the contrary, it is set on the left in the United States, as far as I know. Don't despise others for such a trivial thing. Don't despise others for such a vague things. Don't despise others for such a small thing. Don't despise others for such a subtle thing. Trivial thing. Trivial is very difficult to pronounce. Trivial, trivial thing. Trivial thing. Don't despise others for such a trivial thing. I used to look up to the politician until he was arrested for the corruption. I used to look up to the politician until he was arrested for our corruption. I used to look up to the politician until he was arrested for taking bribes. Bride and grooms. Bride and grooms. Bride and groom. Bride and groom. On the contrary, the weather turned very sunny. Although the weather on Sunday was expected rainy, on the contrary, it turned very sunny. Although everybody expected the champion to win over the challenger, on the contrary, the champion was beaten by the challenger. I expected my belonging to be sold for a very cheap price. On the contrary, it was sold for a better price. Consistent and constant are very confusing words for me. I often confuse the word consistent with constant. The ability to be able to work on something constantly is a feature, if you are interested in that. The ability to be able to work on the thing constantly is the feature, one of the features. You are really into that. Constant daily effort will lead you to incredible field, incredible area, incredible level. Constant daily practice will lead you to incredible level. Constant snow for a week created a pile of snow on the road. Constant heavy snow turned the road into snowpack. Constant daily hard training of the club activity led the team to the championship. His constant disregard of the traffic signal led him to be arrested. His constant carelessness of wearing a seatbelt led to the car accident. Even a subtle spark from the socket of the electrical cable can arouse fire, arises fire, creates fire, give rise to fire, bring about fire. Even a subtle spark from the socket of the electrical cable can start the fire, arouse fire. can arise fire, can create fire, can cause fire, can bring about fire. Even a small spark from the socket of the electrical cable can arouse fire, can arouse fire, can bring about fire, can bring about fire, can give rise to fire, can create fire, can cause fire, can cause fire. The old pictures aroused by bad memories. The song aroused my memories which I didn't want to recall. The song aroused my bad memories in the past. The song aroused my bad days in those days. The song aroused the days in my teens which I didn't want to recall. The messy condition of the office aroused both the anger. The terrible sound created by slamming the door by somebody aroused my anger. The terrible sound created by slamming the door by an employee aroused everybody's anger. Arouse, arise, provoke, cause, bring about, bring about, bring about, arouse, arise, arouse, arise, cause, bring about, give rise to. Are you also fed up with the routines? Are you good at shuffling cards? 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 No, I'm not good at shuffling cards. Shuffling papers. Would you mind helping me shuffling papers? Would you mind helping me shuffling the papers? Would you mind helping me shuffling the papers? Would you mind helping me to shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me to shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me shuffle the papers? Would you mind shuffling the papers? Would you mind moving over? Would you mind shuffling papers? Would you mind helping me shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me to shuffle the papers? Shuffle. Shuffle. Shuffle papers. Please shuffle the papers. ABC order. Please shuffle the papers in ABC order. Please shuffle the papers in ABC orders. 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 In ABC order. Please shuffle the paper 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 in ABC order. Please shuffle the papers in ABC order. Please shuffle the papers in categories, in different categories, in each category. Please shuffle the papers in each category. Please shuffle the paper in each category. Please shuffle the paper in each category. Please shuffle the paper in each category. Shuffle, shuffle. Are you good at shuffling cards? Are you good at shuffling papers? Are you good at shuffling cards? 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 Shuffle the papers, shuffle the papers. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Shuffle the papers. Would you mind helping me shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me to shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me 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 to shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me to shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me to shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me to shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me to shuffle the papers? Would you mind helping me shuffle the papers? Shuffle the papers. Could you shuffle the papers in ABC order? Could you shuffle the papers in ABC order? Could you shuffle the papers in ABC order? Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Could you shuffle the papers in ABC order? Could you shuffle the papers in ABC order? Shuffle. Could you shuffle the papers in ABC order? 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 Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Could you shuffle the papers? Shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. shuffle, shuffle. Are you good at shuffling cards? Shuffle papers. Shuffle the papers in order, in ABC order. Could you shuffle the papers? Could you shuffle the papers in ABC order? Could you shuffle the papers in ABC order? Could you shuffle the papers in ABC order? Shuffle. Hmm. The YouTube channel gives us the tips to survive, to get by on 30,000 yen a month regarding what we eat monthly. The channel gives us the tips to get by on 30,000 yen on monthly food. In reality, the theory might not work. The theory might work in theory, but it might not work in reality. In reality, in effect, in reality, things won't go as we anticipate. In reality, things will not proceed as we anticipate, predict, expect. In reality, things don't go as we expect. In reality, things don't go as we expect. In reality, things don't go as we expect. I often have difficulty in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. I often have difficulty in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. I often have trouble in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. I have difficulty in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. I have trouble in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. I have trouble in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. I have difficulty in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. I have difficulty in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. I have difficulty in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. I have trouble in understanding native speakers speaking so fast. Can you get by on 30,000 yen on your monthly food? Can you get by? Can you get by on 30,000 yen? Can you get by on 30,000 yen a month? Can you get by on 30,000 yen a month? Are you confident that you can get by on 30,000 yen a month? Are you confident that you can get by on 30,000 yen a month? Are you confident that you can get by on 30,000 yen a month? Are you confident that you can get by on 30,000 yen a month? Are you confident that you can get by on 30,000 yen a month? Are you confident that you can get by on 30,000 yen a month? Are you confident that you can get by on 30,000 yen a month? Can you get by on 30,000 yen monthly? Can you get by on 30,000 yen a month? Can you get by on 30,000 yen monthly? Can you get by on 30,000 yen on a monthly basis? Can you get by on 30,000 yen on a monthly basis? I used to make ends meet on 20,000 yen monthly regarding my food. I used to make ends meet on 20,000 yen regarding my monthly food. I'm not confident that I can make ends meet on 30,000 yen. I'm not confident that I can make ends meet on 30,000 yen. I'm not confident that I can make ends meet with the salary, with the low salary. 90% of the salary will disappear for the rent. I'm not confident that I can get by on 30,000 yen. I'm not confident that I can get by on 50,000 yen a month. I'm not confident that I can get by on 50,000 yen. I'm not confident that I can get by on 50,000 yen. I'm not confident that I can get by on 50,000 yen. I'm not confident that I can get by on 50,000 yen. I'm not confident that I can get by on 50,000 yen. Can you get by on 50,000 yen? Are you sure that you can get by on 50,000 yen? Are you certain that you can get by on 30,000 yen? Are you certain that you can get by on 50,000 yen? The ticket is very difficult to come by. The ticket is very difficult to come by. Get by, get by, get by, get by on 10,000 yen. Get by on 10,000 yen. Can you get by on 10,000 yen monthly? 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 I cannot get by on such small amount of money. I cannot get by on such small amount of money. I cannot get by on such small volume of money. I cannot get by on such a small amount of money. I cannot get by such little amount of money. I cannot get by such little amount of money. I cannot get by on such little amount of money. I cannot get by. Can you get by? Get by. Get by. Are you confident that you can get by on 30,000 yen? I called the shop and a clerk answered my call, saying the person I wanted to talk was out of the office when I called. So I took a message. As soon as he comes back, he will return my call. When I called the shop, a female clerk answered my phone, saying the person I wanted to talk was out of the office. As soon as he come back, he will call me back. When I called the shop, a female clerk answered my call, saying the person I wanted to talk was out of the office, and she would call me back. She will tell the person about me as soon as he comes back. When I called the shop, a female clerk answered my phone, saying the person I wanted to talk with was out of the office, and she told me to inform. She said she would inform the person of that as soon as he comes, and call me back. Clerk, shop clerk, clerk, filled with clerks, filled with clerks, filled with clerks. The office is filled with clerks. The company is planning to restructure the department, decreasing the number of clerks, replacing most of them with AIs. The company is planning to decrease the number of clerks, replacing them with AIs. The travelers may well be tired after 8-hour flight. The business person may well be tired after 8-hour flight, plus some waiting time at the airport and commuting time from to the airport. The business person may well be tired, for he has been kept waiting for more than 8 hours, including the plane at the airport and so on. The customers may well get angry, for they have been kept waiting for more than 30 minutes in front of the restaurants. The diner may well get angry, for he has been kept waiting for more than 30 minutes. The diner may well hit the ceiling, for he has been kept waiting for longer than 1 hour to get the meal served. The diner may well get angry, for his meal is taking longer than 1 hour. The diner might well get angry, for he has been kept waiting longer than 1 hour to get his menu served. The diner may well get angry, for he has been kept waiting for longer than 1 hour to have his meal served. To have his meal served. To have his meal served. To get his meal served. Drinking a cup of coffee is my daily routine. Drinking a cup of coffee is my daily morning routine. Shuffling papers and pouring coffee is her daily routine. Shuffling papers in ABC order, messed by executives, and pouring coffee to each executive are her routines. Shuffling papers messed by executives and pouring coffee to each executive are her routines. The employee is determined to quit the job to find more challenging job. The employee is determined to quit the current job to find more challenging job. Challenging. Is your job challenging enough? Is your job challenging enough to be satisfied with? Is your job challenging enough to be able to satisfied with? Is your job challenging enough to be satisfied with? Is your job challenging enough to be able to satisfied with? Is your job challenging enough to be able to satisfied with? Is your job challenging enough to be able to satisfied with? Is your job challenging enough to be able to satisfied? Is your job challenging or super easy? Is your job challenging or too easy? Is your job challenging, moderate, or too easy? Challenging. The employee made up his mind to quit the current job to find more challenging jobs. The employee has made up his mind to quit the current job to find challenging job. The employee has made up his mind to quit the job to find a challenging job. Challenging. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.